I think we're gonna see a lot closer sets from now on, like, because this is where it counts. This is the money spot, bro. And we are going into game one with the triple Bodvar versus the Scarlet Orion Bryn from Crocky, Doppy,
And a
and
rare
Amber.
Great Hall pick as well. Surprising that's coming out
I'm
here.
liking this. I'm so excited that they picked this map. It's nice to see a scenery change. I wonder how they're gonna play off this map. We've got so many platforms for these ledge cancels with the swords. It's gonna be pretty cool.
Weapon toss is coming out. Daiku is looking for a way in, but he's hitting that bomb. There's a lot of damage that's going to Daiku already, and Amber playing around with the Scarlets, putting out lances. Crocky picks up a weapon. This guy's just the lance himself. And they're all fighting on the right side of the stage. Nobody's on the left side of the platform of the Great Hall here. They're basically making it look like a 2v2, man.
Yeah, I mean, I like how they're playing as a group, right? Instead of spacing out, they're all kind of sticking together, trying to create a box around their opponents where they can just brutally punish them. And we can see Doppy's been brought into kill percent, Crocky's not too far behind, and Amber is struggling to find an approach. It looks like the Bodvar team here is doing quite well. They're looking to have map control and control over the pace of the game. I mean, Daiku has entered kill percent, and Twilight and MagmaGOD aren't too far behind. So actually, the Ren team is actually doing a great job at evening this up, but they are at a stock deficit right
Ooh, and
now.
Amber falling into that side stick. There's the KO onto Daiku, which is pretty big. Doppy gets
That
on
was
Twilight.
huge. Doppy making some great plays here and lands a double knockout, and that was big.
The thing that's interesting about the Great Hall, though, is that it doesn't really lead for many great opportunities for team combos. In fact, the only team that we really have seen do a consistent amount of team combos is Cody Travis's team that does. And other than that, it's been a lot of just kind of isolating
I mean,
players.
we've seen a lot of attempts, though. I've seen the Rensentia team go for a lot of team combo attempts. I've seen even this Boo team here go for a lot of team combo attempts. It's just we haven't seen much connection from it besides the Cody Travis games.
Right, and already, wow, completely evened up here.
Evened
Daiku,
up.
however, in the red. Crocky, ever since he lost that stock really early on, hasn't been taking too much damage, though. A nair here, a nair there. Other than that, he's been doing okay. And, oh, Daiku fighting a double D-Light dare there as a silent comes out from Doppy to try to retaliate. Daiku sent into kill percent, charges up a side sync for some reason and gets side synced by MagmaGOD.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, Daiku looks like he's struggling a bit here. MagmaGOD kind of playing the side of the map here. I think he's just kind of looking to distract Amber, to be honest with you. I don't see any real approaches coming out. He does land that side stick on the Doppy, though. That was huge.
And Crocky, he gets that down stick kill on a Twilight on the left side of the map. Twilight completely struggling in a 1v1 there. Daiku struggling himself just to stay alive, has not been able to get any damage. And there's the grab pound from Amber.
That's big. They're taking a 2-stock lead here over the Boo team. Ren is making some huge plays. We see a triple down light come out from Twilight. That's going to do a ton of damage, but we're not going to see a kill come out from that. And he really needed a kill. Really needed a kill.
Amber was the one player that was barely damaged at all, and if he could get that Nair Gimp, that would have been huge,
It would have
but he
been,
doesn't.
yeah. The dodge came up by the time the Nair was going out, and unfortunately he did not get that Gimp. It was a beautiful display of skill, though. He did a ton of damage, and that did close the gap quite a bit. All three players from the Rensentia team have entered kill percent, but I mean, we've seen how long Doppy and Crocky have been able to hold on to their stocks. It's gonna be rough.
And already Amber getting hit with that Sarah. Doppy as well. He puts out a down to try to get a KO off of Crocky's throw, but Crocky does not land it. And Amber charging up that Sig actually connects with Twilight at white. Crocky nearly being KO'd, but was able to dodge to hold onto his stock, avoiding death just barely there. But MagmaGOD, oh, Twilight gets the D-Light Sarah. And now Daiku getting hit by that spike ball, sending the orange. Amber looks for the ground pound finish, and Twilight, he's got Amber off stage, but Amber has barely been damaged yet.
If anybody's going to be at a damage deficit, Daiku is the one you probably want to be there, because honestly, I think he's going to do a good job at holding on to the stock as long as possible. They're looking to even up the stocks, and they have done that. They've taken Doppy out. They just need to get the damage evened up so that they can have a shot at taking this game. It's going to be rough, but you can see Daiku, he's not taking any chances here. He's going for confirmed hits, and he's playing very passively. That's what he needs to do. Punishing those signatures, punishing those active frames. They're kind of fishing for the kill onto Daiku, and Daiku knows this is going to happen, so he's taking.
But in the meantime, even though Daiku's not getting KO'd, he's kind of leaving his teammates to fight a 3v2. Twilight and MagmaGOD, they're slowly losing out on the damage trades. And oh, the dare combos to the recovery.
Oh, no.
Doppy gets the KO.
There.
That's such an early kill because that was on Twilight. MagmaGOD is in orange, almost a kill percent. It's not going to take much more to be able to put him there, and Daiku has just been floating around the stage, essentially, trying to survive, and that's not a winning strategy.
Yeah, it's not going to be a winning strategy because we're not seeing too much damage come out, and then we got fresh stocks from Crocky and Doppy, and those are arguably some of the strongest players.
And then Daiku just nares his own teammate. MagmaGOD sent flying towards the top.
It's definitely looking like Rensentia is going to take game 1, but it wasn't a landslide. It's a very close match still to this point, and you know, I'm interested to see how they perform in game 2.
And this solid 3 stock coming out from Ren, as they all have a stock each. Even damage across the board as well. Crocky was the only one that was kind of lagging behind, but compared to their enemies, it was actually quite well.
Crocky did a lot of baiting though, a lot of baiting and avoiding.
A lot of baiting and a lot of kill confirms is what we saw.
Yeah, he was definitely a support player right there, and that was pretty good.
And so now we're going to be seeing the same 2 teams that we saw from both these teams in winners quarters. Crocky and Doppy are going to be going together to be able to confirm this best of 3, take a 2-0, not even give the 1v1 a chance, and Daiku and MagmaGOD are going to be teaming up to see what they can do against them. I'm wondering if this is going to be the team they choose, or whether or not they switch that up, because they're leaving Twilight out to fight against Amber, but I almost feel like they should do Twilight and MagmaGOD so that they are playing on the same server, right?
While I understand their decision behind that, they feel that Twilight is the better 1v1 player over MagmaGOD. I feel like it's also a huge risk leaving Twilight out in this 2v2 because, I mean, I don't want to say anybody's better than the other, but I would like to say that Twilight and Daiku are probably pretty comfortable as a duo.
Not even that. I think just having Daiku in the 2v2 team at the moment with the server difference, right? NA and EU, that is kind of important. And not to mention that I feel like Twilight and MagmaGOD might also have a little bit more 2v2
We do know that Daiku does use a VPN though when he plays on North American servers, so he does kind of I mean, he doesn't have great ping, but he is able to lower the latency just a little bit with that VPN. So I mean, I don't see him being at too much of a deficit. I don't know. It's kind of tough because you want to be like, okay, I want to pick my best player and I want to save him for the 1v1 just in case, right? But like at the same time, do you really want to risk losing the 2v2? I mean, I'm not saying that they're risking that right now because MagmaGOD is obviously really strong.
I think the best thing about this conversation too is that this is the same dilemma that the team is probably having as they're going on to be able to get this 2v2.
I mean,
they just had to make a decision.
These teams are literally thinking the same thing. They're probably they have to make these decisions on the fly, on the spot. You know, who are we gonna have going to 2v2s? And we're going into game 2 here. MagmaGOD and Daiku versus Crocky and Doppy. Doppy with the Jala, looking to see some ridiculous plays come out from there, but also very consistent, very strong Bodvars here on this matchup.
I'm very surprised to see Doppy stick to the Jala despite not being on Twilight Grove, and to see Crocky stick to the Orion instead of going over to the Ada. I feel like Ada's a little bit more viable in the 2v2s, but he must be just feeling really comfortable with this Orion pick in the 2s.
I mean, my opinion on that would be is why switch up your Legend if that's what you're going to be playing in the 3v3s.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
You know, because it's kind of like you have to do like a major playstyle adjustment, and you really don't want to risk going back and forth like that.
And we see them losing out on this 2v2 very slowly here. MagmaGOD puts up the end stick, gets punched by a double D-Light recovery from Doppy. That is very optimal, but Daiku ready to follow up behind him. He's looking for that downlight to be able to cover that landing. Doppy avoids that side. Nice unarmed combo coming out, and that sidelight's not hit, but the D-Light, double D-Light recovery. Doppy so consistent with the sword right now. Crocky holding onto his stock, looking for that ground pound, doesn't hit it, but this is even up pretty quickly.
There was literally one combo choice that would even up the damage for the Rensentia team, and they took those option takes, and Doppy is going to get a brutal double knockout team combo, and that's going to give them these 2-stock lead here over the Boo players, and this is going to be very rough to come back from.
Crocky, oh my gosh, Doppy used that NC to combo off of what Crocky did as well. So now Doppy stolen into a stock, gets nared, barely doesn't kill despite Jala's low defense there. But they've already got MagmaGOD in the orange. A nice downer will put Daiku deeper into... Oh, 2-dash side sig! Doppy's looking like he's going to get another KO before he loses the stock. They're stuck on the stage. Crocky,
oh my God,
excellent slide charge down sig. He goes for the ground pound. No recovery follow-up. Daiku's looking for the unarmed battle off stage, but Crocky with the spear is going to win out on that, and he dodges out of the way. This suddenly became very one-sided.
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily though. Even though they are at a massive damage deficit, as you saw with the double downlight recovery combos, you can do a ton of damage with a sword in a very short period of time. Now that stock being taken from MagmaGOD is huge. That might be the game changer because they kind of needed to hold on to that for a while.
Oh, that downlight almost killing on its own. Daiku so damaged, and Crocky looking for that ground pound has got Daiku beneath the stage. Now the ground pound might come out once he sees that dodge go out of the way, but instead he just recovers MagmaGOD instead, and a GC downlight into down air comes out from Doppy. Doppy is just destroyed with his sword right now.
Yeah, I mean, with the extra dexterity coming out from Njala, he can make a lot of these approaches and a lot of these option takes without too much recovery time. So you can see a lot of nice combos coming out from Dop.
Oh my gosh,
no,
the
that
bomb
was massive.
Kill confirmed on to
It is
Daiku.
not looking good. Not looking good for the MagmaGOD. They can come back. They have taken out Doppy, and Crocky's not too far behind, but they're going to have to play flawlessly, and they can't afford to take any damage.
Falling Sarah from Daiku actually hits
no.
MagmaGOD here. Doppy's looking for that down stick. Crocky himself not in kill percent yet, looking for this neutralize. We're seeing it's at that point in the game where the opposing team is realizing if we lose these stocks, that's it. MagmaGOD picks up the hammer, looking for Sares, but Crocky is just fine keeping him separated and letting Doppy fight Daiku on the side of the stage. Theirs and theirs are coming out. Daiku has to recover high, but the downlight punishes the ground pound. Crocky close to losing the stock here. I think that might be it. His recovery's gone. He has to dodge. He falls to his death.
They did manage to take out Crocky, and that was huge. They've got Doppy on the side of the map. If they can get a Gimp, they might be able to take the game, but they are both in kill percent, and they're looking to get taken out real soon. Doppy looking to get the edge guard on Daiku. I think he thought he was dead, but Daiku does make it back. But MagmaGOD getting hit by that Sair. He cannot afford to take this damage. MagmaGOD's taken out, and Doppy in kill percent runs into the side sig from Crocky when Senshia is going to take this best of 3 against the MagmaGOD.